This is pretty good. If there's a way that you're gonna Mize out of a mulligan, it's probably this card. Okay, so probably Sultai Control, which means this is probably one of the best hands I could have. Always. I'll take that. Oh. Or just a Sidisi Whip deck. Play the Forest. I actually want... One, I want to draw the land. And two, if I draw a land, I want to save the Heath for after a Courser. Yep, a Whip deck. Okay. I think I want to just play this Courser of Crewfix. And I can Obs on Charm into whatever I need to next turn. Or hopefully put a land on the top, pass the turn, Obs on Charm my opponent's DC with the trigger on the stack. After they draw, so they drew a Whip. So, okay. They're probably keeping that. Now the question becomes, what do I do here? My opponent has a Whip in hand. How much do I care about a Sidisi in this board state? I feel like the answer is actually a decent amount. Enough that I'm okay just leaving up removal for it. Okay. That card's going to die now. Does Reaper matter? I think it does here. Just gonna send that away. That's interesting. So I can draw 2, and if I hit an untapped black source, of which I only have 5, I think. Let me double check. Yeah, only 5, so that's a bad idea. So I'm just going to pass and take out the Sidisi. Get buried in card advantage, unfortunately. That's a problem? Is it a problem? I think it's a problem because my opponent is currently on... they have the Whip too. So they're on curve to hit that before I would get anywhere with it. This actually worked out very well for me, because now I can Thoughtseize the Whip. That's unfortunate. Did my opponent just forget to play a land? They forgot to play a land. So at the Thoughtseize here, hopefully there's not another queen. Oh, there's a Sidisi, which is probably beatable from this board state, honestly. I think the Whip is actually the bigger danger. Tasigur is actually a pretty big issue. So this should be... well, it's not going to... another Tasigur? That's a problem. So I think I need to draw running lands here. Well, first step is casting the Rhino and maintaining a life total. Next step is opponent hitting a brick Hitting another Sultai Charm off this Tasigur. Me drawing a land. Can't give him the downfall. I just need my opponent to hit a brick here. And I kill the Tasigur. Okay, well... that... my opponent should Tasigur right now. Oh boy. Can I beat Nugan? I certainly can't beat a whip. So I guess I just try to beat Nugan. Guess I just kill the Sidisi. I know my opponent's top card is blank. What happens if I don't? I think I have to. So if I pass, that's atrocious. I guess my opponent is a mana short of the Ugin. I know the last card of my opponent's hand is a effective blank here. That's also a blank. Good. We're working on it. So I have to draw... so my opponent's going to draw 2, discard 1. Flip Confluence. So they're going to bin the Confluence, play the Hollow. Okay. That certainly implies I have to play the Courser next turn, because if I play the Elspeth, my opponent can just Ugin 0. Oh, I guess that kills the zombies too, though. Okay, that's also... this is... everything my opponent's done this turn has been fine. Not drawing a Murderous Cut is like the best thing they could do for me. Yeah, that's just a brick. What do they hit? Brick. So I know there's a Waste in their hand and a Ugin. So the question is, do I Elspeth plus... I think I do. Because I have the second Elspeth. This is actually getting me somewhere. Cool. There's Sylvan Caryatids in my opponent's deck, and they aren't in my deck. So this is probably going to be a minus... probably a 6 Ugin. Seems like it's in my opponent's best interest to not have an Elspeth in on the battlefield. My opponent has a Confluence as well. That's fine. So I should just Elspeth here. Put my opponent in a position where Ugin is locked at 0s every turn to fight Elspeth. I know their top card is Caryatid. Just a brick. I guess they could plus Ugin on me. Let's get some counters off of this Ugin before this turn ends. So I blight the Courser, it dies. And then this is green, play my own Courser, play this land, gain a life, which is actually pretty nice. Make some tokens, and we're, I don't really want to say in business. It's definitely not in business, but we're getting closer to whatever business is. Downfall is kind of problematic. I think I can kill the Ugin before that, though. I think my opponent just messed up pretty bad there. So you need to get 4 damage here. I can leave this back, attack all the tokens at that. Do I know my opponent's last card? Feel like I should. I feel like it's Llanowar Waste. I'm gonna have to expand this real fast. Puts Llanowar Waste in their hand. Plays Jungle Hollow. Puts Llanowar Waste in their hand. Attacked by zombie. Plays Jungle Hollow. On turn 10. Turn 11 plays Opulent Palace. Turn 12 plays Urborg. So I know the last card of my opponent's hand is a land. So these coming at Ugin is safe to keep it dead. Now I get to do this. I want nothing to do with this card because it's not high enough impact. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, cool. There's still a trigger on the stack. There's too many pop-up boxes right now. I play this. And then I'm just gonna green, white, 1, black, 1. Make a threat that can win the game. Okay, Satyr Wayfinder doesn't do anything. Great. Opponent gains their millionth life. Kira's downfall is the imminently lethal Elspeth. Temple. Let's think about this. So if I squad, my opponent blocks here, takes, or here, takes a bunch. Is me at 3 scary? I don't think it is. I think I just have to close before my opponent finds a whip. I'm debating if putting counters on my creatures is better than drawing cards, though. Or exiling creatures. I think clearing a blocker actually might just be the best play here. No, I want to be able to draw into something awesome if it's on top of my deck. What has my opponent revealed? None of those cards are Tauren Elemental? Good. Please attack. Yes. I did say bottom, right? Okay. Just checking. Well, this cursor's probably just gonna die anyways. I think I just get the most amount of damage on it if I can. That might have been a little bit too aggressive. Well, I think so. If I kill that, that won't take 7 here. How many are there? These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goes to 11. I like this. Put my opponent into an undesirable position in terms of whether they can attack or not next turn. Which then turns into an undesirable position about whether they can chump block or not, or have to chump block or not next turn. Dead, they don't have to chump block next turn. Yeah, no chump blocks required. But I think they're just dead. I don't really know how they win from here. None of my opponent's cards in graveyards are Torn Elemental, so yeah, they're very dead. And that's how you beat Nugan. My opponent doesn't attack. I attack with everybody. Right click, attack with all creatures. That's one that I can come to appreciate. Okay. Well, that was certainly a game. Whisperwood seems great here, actually. I just need things that add board presence. That card seems like it comes in. Do I want Drown? I think I just want Bile Blight. I don't think I want Mastery. Kind of want an Erase. Not more than one. I don't like Ant-Hostilities. Do like Tasigur. Do like Murderous Cut a lot, actually. Elspeth is excellent. Fleecemane is excellent. Thoughtseize is great. This was for Queen. Don't really like Downfall that much. All my cards are good. This is a problem. What am I doing? I actually don't even like Downfall at all, do I? It feels like Obzon Charm, Bioblight, and Murderous Cut are all just better cards. Mastery is bad. There we go. Rhino's great. Utterine is great. Whisperwood's great. Sorin is great. Sorry I don't have more of that one. Thoughtseize is great. Bioblight is good enough because it kills a bunch of bees. And it's a DC. Fleecemane's great. Yep. Okay. Cool. Weird that I'm boarding out Downfalls. Pretty sure it's right, though. This hand looks nice. Sure. Let's think about how I want to curve out. I want to get another green. This is the same debate we had 2 games ago now. Actually like the last Temple. Because the curve out that I'm looking to hit here, I think, is Thoughtseize, Lion, Sorin, down a turn on each of them. Again, I'll point out, like last week, that Jungle Hollow is in my opponent's deck because The alternative costs about 1 million on Moto. So, Stroke, Courser, Sidisi, Queen, Green, Urborg. I think I just take the card that lets my opponent curve out. Don't really care about Sidisi that much. Do I care about drawing 2 this game? Kind of just want more immediate action. I guess it is kind of awkward if my opponent has Tauren Elemental somewhere, that most of my removal doesn't interact well with Tauren Elemental. Tasigur. That sounds like immediate action. So this is probably a Sidisi. My opponent bricked. Hooray! Black. Black. Out of the way. Not going to give my opponent a chance to... I'd rather kill that than give my opponent a chance to draw a removal spell, attack with the Sidisi, and put me into an awkward spot on the back foot. And I also have a backup Blight for the Hornets. That's a nice one. This card is great in this matchup. Fleecemane, I mean. So this is landing here because my opponent has up Stroke. Don't want that land. This wants to get a white. I'm going to fetch on my opponent's upkeep so that if they... I could have waited. Then I just don't have to do anything at this point. My opponent doesn't have anything on board. I'm attacking. I leave up Lion. Did my opponent like accidentally F6 or something last turn? Sure, that doesn't really bother me. Okay. I probably should have responded to this by ultimating the Lion. No, I'm okay with that. I just do that right here. And so if my opponent has Murderous Cut, I then get to go Rhino Tasigur. If they don't have Murderous Cut, then... I actually would like to clear this out of the way with this Obs on Charm. I feel pretty far ahead in terms of everything else. White, black, green. And I'm thinking that I actually want to play 1, 2. So they're off of a Nugan. They can't Crux of Fate away the Lion. So I actually want to just play this Tasigur here, as weird as it sounds, to exhaust Rhino defenses from my opponent on a turn where the mana works out. Just like be super mana efficient. That's fine. Because next turn, if I had an untapped land under this and my opponent plays the Queen, which they can't, so they're just dead, probably. Okay, That keeps them alive. What is that? Reaper of the Wilds. That's a card? That's not a card. Black, white, black. So this plus pushes both of these creatures through the Reaper. Forces my opponent to chump block, and then leaves them with not enough power on board to kill the Sorin. So this just shove in front of the Fleece Mane. Or it doesn't really matter, I guess. And now they're also in Rhino range, which is... I'm fine with them scrying. That's great. So I know there's a Hornet Queen in their hand, and that's it? Okay. And they're at 3 life. I have an indestructible creature in play. Okay. So I'm just gonna cast this card. Okay. Cool. They were dead in every single way except for casting the Ugin. Yep, this has been my problem with the Whip deck, is that there's some cards in it that are excellent. There are cards that are sometimes excellent, but more than often, like, your average card quality is just enough lower than your opponent's that, like, they just, like, play their good cards, and you're just like, oh, crap, my cards just aren't good enough, and then they just, like, answer your 2 things that you were trying to trump them with, and the synergies all fall apart, which is kind of just systematic of the issue with this, well, not issue. The issue with decks like that in this format is that your attempts to build synergies between cards that might be a little below the power level are just disrupted by the fact that your opponent can just be like, kill your thing, play a better card. And you're just like, oh crap. So you need to build synergies within cards that are of the same power level of this top tier, which is why you see Stoke the Flames and Rabble Master as top tier comboing things. You know, like the best cards comboing with the best cards in a way that makes a cohesive deck, not trying to build synergies just because the best cards are so good and the answers are also really good. The power level is just very high in this format.